GLAM, Los Angeles.
Hi, Kirby. Hi, Sarah. Welcome to Los Angeles.
Okay, everyone. We're grinning from ear to ear. We're very excited. Today's guest is, these accolades are crazy.
Yeah.
First trans woman to receive a Primetime Emmy Award for her role on FX's Pose. Won a Golden Globe for Best Actress in 2022. And in 2023, became the first American muse for Charlotte Tilbury. She can be seen in season 2 of the Apple series Loot, which I personally love. It's crazy seeing her across from us right now. And was on the latest season of American Horror Story Delicate with Miss Kimberly Kardashian. And we're thrilled to have her. Please welcome to Los Angeles, Michaela J. Rodriguez.
Los Angeles. Hello.
How are
Yes,
you?
I'm good. I'm excited to be with y'all today. I'm good.
Oh, we're like so thrilled and honored to have you here.
Same here.
Capricorn sister.
Capricorn
All
sister.
day, like Trinity. Seriously, like the triangle here.
I feel very powerful in this room right
Yes.
now. Yes.
As we should. You know, Capricorns, as you said, they do run the world.
We do run the world.
When Michaela walked in, she wanted to give hugs, which we're very attuned.
We're a
we
hugger.
We're huggers, so we were thrilled about that. So I feel a really good energy from you.
Yes.
I'm so excited.
We're going to have fun.
You.
This is going to be a really fun conversation.
Mm-hmm.
We have to start with what is on your gorgeous face. What products are you loving right now?
So I have a little bit of Plumpgasm on from Charlotte Tilbury's line of the amazing and one and only Pillow Talk. I'm sure all the girls know about that. I have one of her okay, so we're all
We're all
understand.
familiar. Mm-hmm.
Yes, I have one of her beauty wands on, Peachgasm, which is on my cheek.
Yes.
I have the airbrush flawless filter, just matte powder, just to like seal everything in the deal. And I have a couple of other of her products on that I just keep in my little Rolodex when I need to pull them out.
When you're a muse of Charlotte Tilbury, I feel like you have won the jackpot.
Oh yeah,
Because I've been a Pillow Talk girl from the jump.
yes.
I'm wearing Pillow Talk. I love Plumpgasm is such an amazing gloss.
It is. It has so many components to it that you're just like, wait, what?
Yes.
Like it lifts, and it also just makes sure makes them juicy. I mean, it's one of my favorite ones too. The pale one also too, because it just goes on kind of like sheer.
Yeah. I want to ask you about your hair.
Yes.
So you have a lot of volume to your hair right now.
Yes.
And I'm obsessed with it. But I feel like you have the lift. So what are you using in your hair?
Well, the most important things I think when it comes to like hair product care, I use a lot of Shea Moisturizer when it comes to making sure the baby hairs are laid down, making sure that, there's hair care done to whether it's a wig or not, like whether we're wearing a wig or not.
Okay.
I think it's so crucial to make sure like you have hair care when it comes to human hair, just in general.
Yeah.
But I use Shea Moisture like all the time.
Oh, that's your go-to.
That is my go-to. There's this one little like cylinder that they have. It's like an edge control, which I live for.
Okay, I was going to ask in terms of edge control because Fenty just came out with Fenty hair and they have like a really great edge layer with a little do you use a little brush?
I do sometimes,
or just your fingers?
But most of the time, like my hairstylist is doing it, so like they have the gift and the gam of it all. Like,
Yeah,
Yes.
you got the
Leave
glam
it to the
squad going. They
pros.
know
Yes.
what's up.
They
Yes.
know. I mean, and I do know how to do a beat. Like I definitely do, but
Yeah.
I trust them so much more than I
yeah.
do.
Of course you do. Hello.
Yeah.
Okay. Can we talk about like when you got the phone call that you were going to be the muse? Like,
Yes.
What was that like?
It was kind of like surreal because me and Charlotte, we had met each other before any kind of like just anything. And I was so surprised to get the call because I had been using her product for a long time too. I had been using Pillow Talk. I hadn't been using skincare at the time.
Okay.
Which we can talk about because skincare is everything.
Yes.
But like when I first met her, it was at an Oscar party and it just was kind of kismet. Like I met Sophia, her niece. I met Bella that night. I fell in love with them. And then me and her just started talking as we were walking down the hallway after I think the event was done. And we just talked about manifestation and all this other stuff. And I was like, wow, like not only am I using your makeup and I get to talk to one of the like highly, really just well-known makeup kind of like moguls out there, but like you're a really good person and you're serious about your work and you are a boss. Like, wow. If I could be a partner with you, that would be everything. And I didn't say this to her. I was just like, as I was listening to her talk, I was like, wow, you're really someone I would align myself with and be around. Like, I really just would, and just on a regular day-to-day basis. And then I got the call, I would say maybe a week later. Or maybe a week later. And I was just like, okay, so this is actually real. Like, it's happening. And she said that day, she was like, manifestations happen. We had a in-depth conversation. And I just like, I'm really happy to be a part of it now. And yeah, I'm gagged.
That's crazy.
And First American too is crazy.
Yes.
Because I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, I mean, neither.
We've been following Charlotte since the beginning of her career, her brand. I didn't realize that she only had what were British muses.
Yeah. And most of her girls are, from Europe. But like, I was really lucky. I was thankful and blessed that she considered me. I mean, also, it really lends itself that we work together because we're both doing different things in our own respective light. And I think it was a smart and beautiful choice that we aligned together to talk from different perspectives, internationally wise, and also just as two different kinds of women walking the earth and also influencing. And like, I just think she was so smart. She's always been smart, but I think it's just so intelligent and also considerate of her to think about me in that regard, and also to align me with some of the other girls. Like, I never thought that I would be aligned like that and positioned in a way where all of us, I remember the reds and pinks lipstick campaign.
Yes.
I remember just being there and looking at Jordan Dunn and seeing, I think there was another artist there too, and she was well known over in Asia, and like, I seen the Kate Moss, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm aligned with these women. And the moment I thought in that moment, I was just like, thank you, Charlotte, because you looked past any kind of idea or expectation when it came to LGBTQIA people. You just saw a woman in front of you who, one, is going to show up for you, and also just who loves beauty, who loves glam, who loves, and it differentiates.
Yes.
Yeah, no,
totally.
That's amazing. Okay, so speaking of muses, growing up, who were your muses? Like, what was your idea of beauty? What did that look like?
Okay, well, if I can be cheesy for one little second, I would say my mama. My mom is like the first obvious like beauty guru, because I just think she's naturally a beauty, I guess I'm biased, but no, a lot of people think she's beautiful too, so I guess I'm not. No. But she's the first, and then as I got older and I got to like have inspirations and look to people, I would say like Naomi Campbell was definitely a beauty reference. I was just like, oh my God, your skin complexion and the way makeup just lays on your skin and your bone structure, stunning. Iman was another. Tyra Banks was another. Linda Evangelista, like just her complexion is porcelain, those crystal blue eyes. Looking at all of these women, I was like, oh wow, what a great, exemplification of beauty, and how not only are they models, but the makeup that's on their face is sitting. So I looked at, and there's many more, but those are like the four I can just think of at this point.
And did you grow up feeling like beautiful? Did you look to them? Like, were you like playing with makeup? Like, what was that like? What was your journey like?
When I was younger, all I did was just look to them. So they were on the television screens, and I was just able to really like take it in the television screen. I feel like when I started playing with makeup was when I was 14. And it wasn't anything like a lot. I didn't play with a lot of makeup. I usually save that like for the glam of it all, but like I tested out like mascara, and I remember after I went into school that day, I was like, oh my God, like my eyes look great. Like this is cute. I'm gonna keep doing this. And my friend Chanel, she was like, girl, you got mascara on? She said, when did you start doing this? And I was like, it just started today. She was like, it looks good. And then we just went back to our math class, actually our science class. But like, that was also a good little stint from her. She just like give me that one up. But that's when I started. And then I just started doing small things, because at that time my face was like, smooth, baby smooth, clean. Didn't need no makeup at that point. Still don't really need any makeup at that point. But I learned about the artistry of it, and like the liberty you can take with it, the freedom you can have with it, and like how freeing it is to be able to be curious through any kind of palette, any kind of lipstick, any kind of gloss, you could just play. That's when I started. I was like around 17 or 19 when I started, 19 or 20 when I started, because that was when I started Rent. So like we had to learn makeup.
Yes. Okay. I love that you brought up Rent. But before Rent, you spent years at performing arts schools. You were in the ballroom scene.
Yes.
What did those experiences teach you about makeup or beauty in general? And do you think this was good for your self-esteem?
You know, I think it was definitely good for my self-esteem. I had a lot of artistic people around me, which in general, artsy people were just like, we get it. You know what I mean? We understand each other. So I think that was like a cloak and a protection mechanism for me. But I think like the craft of it all and the technique and training of just knowing oneself when going into the arts was a way for me to just be confident. So whatever I went into, I was going to be comfortable in. So if I'm doing beauty or makeup, I have no problem. I'm confident enough to not care, not worry. It's a part of the art. This is are the puzzle pieces you need to build a character in general. You know what I mean? So like it came like to second nature to me because of the teaching that I had from those institutions. They institutionalized all of that into us when we were kids. It's a part of the craft.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Do you remember the first makeup product that you ever used that you felt was truly transformative?
Ooh, okay. I think the first makeup product that was transformative for me, like at a younger age.
Or
yes.
maybe even like when you're on stage or like, yeah.
I was going to say, for example, my first makeup product was mascara. And I realized that when I first put it on, I had long lashes and I didn't know that. And now like that was kind of like my superpower. Like maybe I didn't know how to do a red lip,
right?
But I knew I had lashes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think, okay, what was really transformative for me, and I'm always a liner girl, but I've always done black liners and I've always made sure that I ombre it out so it's not so harsh.
Yeah.
But when I started using Charlotte's, her pencils, and my favorite is actually Foxy Brown, that kind of like changed my perspective of color and what I could do with liner. And it doesn't have to be so harsh. Sometimes it can be harsh for a look if you're choosing to, but like I've learned it can be soft and still blend well and look good with the other like lipstick that you have on. So yeah.
Yeah. Going back to though being like in ballroom and in performing arts, was there a product at that point that you felt was transformative?
No, I mean when I was in ballroom, believe it or not, I wasn't even putting on a lot of makeup.
Oh,
in
really?
Ballroom, no, it was fresh face. Fresh face. I was very like I mean and when you're so in different parts of ballroom, like bazaar, right? You're gonna need makeup.
Yeah.
But I never did that category.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
And there's so many different categories. Like there's voguing, and voguing sometimes you put on makeup when you're channeling a character if there's a theme. But I never really did the themes.
Okay.
I would just go and I would dance. So like there was no makeup at that time. But I would say outside of it, like when I would go to my performing arts schools, the makeup that would be transformative for me was the red lipsticks, like the, you know, I don't know if they're still in stock, but the MAC red, like really MAC red lipstick. It was so stimulating to me. I love bright colors.
Yeah.
And it looks so good on my lips. And I was just like, this looks great. This looks fantastic.
Yeah, it makes you feel like powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's
Confident.
liberating. Yeah. You get to walk out and you get to know who you are and feel good and like good in your skin.
When you became famous, do you remember the first brands that like really invested in you or reached out to you, makeup or beauty aside, like any brand, like clothing, whatever it may be, like who really like came to you first?
I'll never forget, there were two people and I hold them dear in my heart. Christian Siriano was one of the first people that came to us when we were in Pose, and he helped us, he styled us for our first premiere carpet. And I was just like, wow, like you're Christian Siriano and you took the time out to just do this. Wow, that's amazing. Oh my God, I just forgot the other person, y'all. Yes, I do remember Jerry Scott, and he was a part of Moschino at that time. Yeah. And I remember he really coined me out and like just was like, he gave me words of affirmation. He made me feel like I was seen. He put me in his campaign, you know, and even after that, like he just constantly showed love to me in ways where I was just like, wow, you don't have to do this and you're doing it. So, and for you to be Jeremy Scott, like he's Jeremy Scott, like one of the most well-known fashion designers out there amongst the many. But like, I just couldn't believe he took time and held space for me. And I was just like, thank you. And he's iconic, you know, but yeah, him for sure.
Did you feel like when Pose was, you know, you filmed Pose and then it was starting to come out, did you feel a lot of support with that show coming out? Or did you feel like you and your castmates were trying to be seen by people?
No, so initially going into it, I had the idea of going into it as like, this is not going to probably resonate with the audiences because I mean, they have no understanding. Usually when there's no understanding, there's, crazy things that come along with no understanding, right? So like that's what I had initially went in with.
Okay.
And I was surprised. After people watched it, I was like, oh my God, like the love that we received, it made us feel like, okay, so we were doing the work that we needed to do. Like, and we didn't have to, the girls of that show didn't have to coin or try to etch or crave for any kind of notoriety, because the story alone, it was a part of us, but the story alone was so juicy and groundbreaking and monumental that a lot of people couldn't shake it. Like, and there's truths in it too. There's so many strong truths in it. So I think I was surprised by the wonderful outlook that we had on it from our audience members. I was so thankful to them too. And they still, to this day, I had one girl come up to me, girl, I'm still waiting for fourth season. I was like, okay, sis, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Like, by the way, it's not on the air anymore.
Right. I was like, sis, oh my God, it's not here no more. But like, okay, I'll try.
Yeah. I have to say, it's you have to commend everybody that worked on that show, though, because even if an executive or someone at FX didn't understand what you guys were trying to achieve with the show, they could have just been like you said, if there's not an understanding, how are we supposed to fly?
Yeah.
Exactly. And I think that's what it did. It was kind of, we always say this, it was like a entertainment but yet educational show. And it really took you on a journey with fashion, makeup, and, really tragic storylines that needed to be told in order for people to understand the trajectory of what it's like being a trans woman in 1983 and just in the world in general.
Right.
Like, and what that comes with, and I was happy to be a part of it, because I was just like, we finally get to tell the story.
Yeah. Did you know that it was going to be as groundbreaking as it was?
No,
Did you have
not.
any idea?
No inkling at all. I just knew it was something that I had to do. I knew it was a fantastic script. I was talking to someone a little earlier about like what is good and what is great. And good and great are, they're good, they're great, but Pose was outstanding, was phenomenal. And I'm not saying that because I was just on the show. If I weren't on the show and there was someone else that was put in my position, I'd probably say the same thing. And I think that was the most rewarding, is that the writing alone really spoke for itself.
You are obviously a working actress.
Yeah.
You've had many, many jobs.
Oh, yes.
And as Kirby mentioned, you were the first trans woman to be nominated for an Emmy for Outstanding Lead Actress in a Drama. You won a Golden Globe for your work in Pose. You've been nominated 21 times for various awards.
That's real?
Yes.
See, I don't know
Kirby's
these
counted,
things.
yeah.
So,
Yes.
whoa,
Yes.
okay.
I counted them one by one on your IMDb, babe.
21.
I did.
She's like, I know these numbers.
Yes.
Okay?
Facts.
And then on top of all of that, you are the first American muse for Charlotte Tilbury. You have so many accomplishments. Do you feel like more doors have opened with all of this success?
Or is it still a fight?
Yeah.
I feel like it is still a fight. It is a just one. I'm privy to challenges. When I was going to school, if I could have like a little segment, and when I went to school, I had a private class. Well, it wasn't a private class. It was like an after-school curriculum, and it was called speech, which they were called forensics. And we had so many different types of categories. There were hilarious interpretation, there was comedic interpretation, there was impromptu, which is improv, and they had debate, politics. And at the age of 14 through 16, I got to learn not only about, acting, but I got to learn about debate and how to debate. And I realized that there's so much that goes into it, and there's also this kind of mask that goes into debate versus acting and comedy and drama, So I do believe that it's hard, the political space that we are in, especially right now. It's hard, but I also have won a lot of those categories. So there's nothing I'm scared about. There's nothing I'm in fear about, because I've been through it before. I see what a challenge looks like, and I like to take it on by the horns. I'm a Capricorn, so I like to think that when there is pushback, which there is, I like to just stand out a little bit more. I think that's the only way there's opportunity and space to be allotted for people who are different. And it has nothing to do with being just trans. It has to do with people who are a part of a community that is marginalized, you know? So yes, I do think there's still a fight, but I mean, who doesn't love a fight? Especially as a woman, like who doesn't love a fight? Who doesn't like to stand up for your right and like hold space so that you can have a hand behind so someone can grab? Like that's my main goal. No matter how many kind of like narrative just spun about us, like do your best, babes. Do your best.
Yeah, being a working actress, especially in the industry right now, I feel is kind of the middle finger to any naysayers.
You better say that. I love how you just said it. It was just so sly and it's just so, yes.
Try to be a little, demure with it.
Yes.
But I have to commend you because I see how often you are, you are working, girl. And I feel like it's a lot of talent, a lot of perseverance, a lot of self-confidence, maybe a little luck sprinkled in there.
Yes.
As we all know, you need it, especially in the entertainment industry where you can't just walk in and say, I want this job.
No, yeah.
But I feel like you as well, you have to, I feel, almost prove yourself even more than the average person about why you're right for a role. And so I think Sarah and I both agree, like we tip our hat to you for like even just your perspective on like I'm willing to fight for what I want. So
yeah. I mean, I feel like I've looked at all of the different kinds of fights, and also being a part of an intersectionality, I was just like, I can relate to every last one of those, or not every last, because that would be crazy, but like I can relate to a multitude of them. And if I can relate, that means I can speak to it. And that's the best part about it. I feel like that was one of the best parts about being with Charlotte too, because, and Ryan, and and with Maya on Loot, and the production of Universal, like all of these spaces, you learn that they are holding space for you, and they want to create an opportunity for so many people. When I knew Charlotte would be accepting, because she's just a gem, and her energy is just so, it's like cosmic, like it's wildly cosmic. And I was just really thankful for that. But like you see and you learn and you realize, okay, well, there is a lot of space, but there still always is a fight to make sure that the doors constantly continue to open. Because there are a lot of people who are like me. There are a lot of women who are Latina and Afro-Latina. There are a lot of women who are trans. And there are a lot of women who are not trans, but who resonate and understand. There are children that are like, oh, I'm queer and I need someone to look to. It's a multitude of people. And I think the only way to like really do your work is show up, be present, and show that, it's possible.
Yeah.
Right.
Wait, I want to know, like, what else do you have like on your list of goals? Like, what do you want to accomplish?
Like I said, I'm a drama girl and an acting girl first and a music girl first. So I definitely want to obtain and achieve and manifest a Marvel role. I feel like more than capable, but we got to go through the audition process, which we're calm with and cool with, just to make it happen. But that's my dream. And also with music, just to get another album out there. I'm working on it now, and I just want to continue with that, and also continue my relationship with Charlotte. I love our business and personal relationship. It's really, really wonderful, and I hope we continue with changing the world for all types of girls out there. So yeah.
Okay, we're gonna manifest that.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let's talk about your album that came out
Ooh,
this year, 33.
yeah.
It's driven by a narrative in which, and I'm reading this from the actual
Yes.
album PR. Okay, so it says you are a cloned humanoid woman navigating an alien planet, and you have said that you have been inspired by quote unquote chosen ones like Neo from the Matrix, and
Okay, yes.
I'm gonna mispronounce Aang.
Aang? Yes, Aang.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Aang from Avatar: The Last Airbender, likening their stories to those in the Bible or the Quran. And I'm curious, is this derivative of how you feel about yourself in this life?
I do. I feel like she is a future version of myself, and I think I'm like the human, the existence of who she is, and I'm just telling her story. But yes, I do. I would hope to, but and I'm humble, so I don't like to think I'm like one of the ones. You have to like, that's a lot of work to do.
Right.
But I'm inspired by them, and I do aspire to be like the ones whoever I've listed in there, and there's many more. I can list so many who have been divinely gifted with the knack of art or the knack of word and speech, or anything, who can change the world in a way. And I just want to do that. I want to influence people to like really think about like the circumstances that we're in and what's worth it and what's not worth it. Because like I said, our times are very weird, but like I always want to include some kind of outlook on how we can build and how we can make things better. And I thought through my music was the best way to do that. It uplifts it, you know, even though there's a message that's in it and that's important, I still want you to understand you can move, like you can dance, you can choose liberation, even when you get the message that it's like, oh, okay, this is happening. Well, how can I make a derivative? How can I move around it? Let me find my joy first, and then I can make a plan. Like that's what this whole album was about. And, you know, people are going to have their own interpretations. It's not mine anymore. It's not mine anymore.
You put it in the world.
It's theirs. And that's fine. That's what I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be theirs. It was mine when I was in the process of creating it. And I learned very quickly that it will not be mine anymore, and it's for the better. So that's what it's about. That's what I try to, you know, be in this world and in this time. And I hope, you know, it makes some kind of impact. I want it to hit like a comet, honey, like just like boom.
It's so good. We were dancing to it right before you came in here.
Yes. Who are you inspired by musically? Is there anybody in the past year that you've thought has really been inspirational?
Yes. There are a lot of girlies, and yes, oh my God, Chloe and Halle, Normani, Doja Cat.
Doechii, oh my! Did you see her performance?
Was
Colbert.
Colbert. It was on Colbert.
It was on Colbert, and then she also did the Tiny Desk concert, and it's like all
the interlinking
all I can think about.
of the hair with the dancing and what she was saying.
And the Gucci skirts.
Ooh,
it was just the polo
genius.
shirts.
The whole
was
thing
so
was
smart.
genius.
It was, and like whoever that camera guy was too. Kudos to the camera guy, y'all.
Yeah.
Kudos to the camera guy. He really made sure like he got a good focal point of her and showcased her.
Oh my gosh.
You know what I mean? So yeah.
Yeah. Oh, incredible.
I know.
Incredible.
I'm like, we need to get her on the podcast. 'Cause
Yeah.
I also the face tape. The very
Yeah. And it's deliberate.
It's so deliberate. There was somebody on TikTok. Did you see this?
Yes, I saw it too. She responded to it. Yeah, I love
There
that.
was this girl that was basically complaining about the face tape has gone too far. And there is one person on TikTok that I truly am like, I think you look like you're in pain. You should maybe not do that.
Not so tight. Yeah.
But Doechii, it's clearly, she's like, babes.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Where is this, like, are we not thinking cognitively here?
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's clearly there. She knows it's there. It's a deliberate
Yes.
thing. And it's sickening. It's just, it looks great. And she's doing it so well. And she's created this like wonderful persona character around who she is. And it looks good on her. And it is her. It is who she is, you know, but I love her so much. We keep in contact a little bit, you know, and I really do. I support her wholeheartedly. Whenever I see something about her, I'm always reposting it on my stories. Her and Keke Palmer, because Keke's doing music too, and you know Chloe and Halle and Doja. I'm always like reposting the girls when I can because they're really handling it out here.
Yes.
Like the girls are handling it, and I'm so proud of them.
I love Doja so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That woman after my own heart. Okay, I still want to stick to the album real quick.
Yes, because I did a tangent. Apologies.
No, that was related. That was related.
So I've seen you discuss the Bible in a few different videos.
Yes.
And you mentioned the Quran in the album description. Do you consider yourself a religious person?
I'm very spiritual.
Okay.
I'm a person who believes in a very higher power, a higher power that is much more intelligent, way far beyond what we can even fathom. And for that, I honestly can't listen to anyone who judges me because, I mean, I feel like that's the only thing that can judge me. If I have a space in this world and listen, you know, honk, honk, but like if the creator has given me a pathway to speak to a lot of people in the world, there must be a reason why I'm alive. And I'm not saying that in cockiness or through ego. It's just a lot of people were given that opportunity. And we know some of the people who were given that opportunity. And unfortunately and sadly, they met a demise. I don't want that for myself. You know, that's what we don't pray for. But, you know, I do believe the impact was substantial. It was amazing. And each and every last one of them did it. And I want to have that impact. And I hope, I mean, I don't think it's happened just yet. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay. I like the journey. I like the climb. Hey, Miley.
Yes.
We love the climb.
It's the goats in us.
Yeah.
Yes.
We will climb up the mountain, babe.
Girl, and we're going to be high.
No,
on
but
top
I'm
of that
ready. I'm
mountain.
ready to reach the top.
You feel me? Like, I mean, we're close. We're very close.
I feel a breakthrough. I feel like we are close. I do.
We are.
I do.
The snow
I
is
feel
right
it.
there, girl. I mean, we still see some brown, you know, on
But
the
are
gravel.
we satisfied? I feel like we
No,
always are gonna
we're
like.
never.
No.
Capricorns are never.
Yes. Yeah.
To quote Hamilton, we're never gonna be satisfied. Like, are
Oh,
you satisfied?
okay.
We're
Listen,
never.
Angelica.
Listen, I'm sorry. I'm Angelica over here. It's the way it is.
Respectfully.
Yeah, but I mean that's the beauty of Capricorns too, right?
Yeah.
We keep going. Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of impact, obviously you are such an advocate for trans representation and visibility. Such a huge part of who you are. But do you ever get tired of just like focusing on that part of the conversation, or are you always, welcoming to that?
I think with how the world has received me, it has not been something that is like poster child kind of like feeling. It's been very easygoing, and the curiosity of it all, just like anyone has curiosity, it's been so loving. So, I mean, I don't really get tired because it's not something that's like thrown over my head a lot, aside from the people who are bigots, like Avi.
Yeah, I mean,
Avi.
Yeah.
But like, aside from them, like, no, it's respectfully in love. It's lovely. So yeah, I mean, I can't even like, I think it's great. Like, I haven't had any kind of like qualms or any bad experiences.
I love that.
Yeah.
I actually wanted to ask about this because I noticed that with Charlotte, it wasn't first trans muse. It was first American muse. And I thought that was really, like, isn't that the whole point?
Yes.
That we're getting to this point where we're not
just
having
people,
to qualify anything. You know what I mean?
No, we're just trying to, I always love the idea of a coalition of people, especially a coalition of women. I mean, it's wonderful. But like, I feel like she's creating that space. Like, yes, first American muse. It's showcasing, listen, we got the Euro girls and we love the Euro girls, but now she's got some American girls to show for her too.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I just like the idea of that. I mean, out of her, I became the first American ambassador for the King's Trust, and I thought that was outstanding too. Like, I mean, but it's because of her taking a limb on someone in America. You know what I mean? And it's beautiful to see. And I love that she didn't make that a thing, and it never probably even came to her mind either, just to be quite honest.
So, as Kirby mentioned, by the time this comes out, you will have celebrated your birthday.
Yes.
We will all have at this point.
Yes, it's true.
What do you think is your most Capricorn trait?
Oh, logical. My most Capricorn trait is being logical, almost to a fault. It's really bad.
Really?
Yeah, because it's like, it has to make sense. I have to think it all out. It has to have a point, a period. It has to have a T crossed, a I dotted. Like,
Even if you're a dreamer, gotta make sense.
it has to, logically. You know what I mean? Also, perfectionist to a T. Virgos, I love y'all because y'all do it really well. And Capricorns, we do it, but it's a lot for us.
It's harder.
It is harder.
Yeah.
It is. I'm glad you know, because I thought it is, but we execute very well as well. So
We get it done.
we do. We really do. So congratulations to us, ladies.
The logical thing hits so hard for me because
Yeah.
we always talk about how I'm justice oriented. Like, if someone's doing something that's not right, I'm like, I understand why everybody is saying this, but am I the only one that's like, why are we
You're not the
ruining
only
someone's
one.
life over this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, these types of things. You know what I mean? I'm like, but that actually didn't happen, or like, this did happen, and y'all are misinterpreting what was said, or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm so logical to a
Yes,
T.
you're focusing on and that's us.
It's very hard. It's a very hard life. There's not a lot of logical people, and there's also not a lot
Not
of
in
people with
these-
brain
in
cells.
these times.
So
This is true. This is very, very,
have
very
to
true.
accept this.
Yes, we do. As Capricorns,
Yeah.
in depth, because we do. I feel like also we have that one look that we're just like,
Yes.
why would you do that? You Scorpio. Why would you, Aries?
Scorpio.
Aries, you are very fiery right now.
Oh,
And
Aries.
I am not.
Okay, this one over here, Capricorn double Aries.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Big
Wait.
three.
So Ascension and Moon.
Yes. I
Whoa.
know. I know.
And
So
then-
but you don't lead with it. It is. Well, I mean, you lead with it, but it doesn't show.
I don't think when I met you, I didn't think you were an Aries.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, that's what I'm
didn't-
saying.
Visually, I wasn't like you're an
Yeah.
Aries. I'm Capricorn, ascending. I'm Cancer, and Moon Scorpio.
I see those though in you.
Do you?
I see the Scorpio for sure in your Moon, and I see
the Cancer a little bit,
Huh,
but
I mean,
not
I see more
not in a bad way.
No,
like,
no,
I
yeah.
love Cancers.
But if
Yeah.
you saw me in I cry a lot.
Yeah.
I cried yesterday in front of like 15 people that I was like, I don't know any of these people, and I'm
That's okay,
sobbing.
though.
That's
Yeah,
here I am.
That's your
the
cancer.
Do you know?
Cancer.
Do you know your big three?
I do.
Do you want to share?
I have no
asked-
problem with it.
Okay, good. I always ask because it's like
I'm
you never know.
always good with it. My ascension is Libra. My moon is Cancer. And my mom is Cancer too, which is crazy. So I know about the Cancer of it all.
Yeah.
It's real.
It is.
It's water. And obviously my son son is Capricorn.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like I definitely have seen how I lead with Libra.
It's so
sometimes.
funny because when I watch you on TV, I feel I have so many Libra friends. So I've always gotten a Libra vibe from you.
I've had that also too in like fan like art too. They've always consecutively different fan art like they've labeled me as a Libra.
Wow. That's so interesting. Okay. We are now at the end of the interview, but we have to ask a
What?
few questions. I know.
Wait, what happened?
I know.
know.
An hour passed quickly, honestly.
That was an hour. Wait, hold on. That was an hour.
It was
I'm
all
gagging.
45.
Yeah.
45 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, so you talked about wanting to be a superhero.
Yes.
And initially, before you started going by Michaela J, you went by MJ,
Oh, okay.
from Spider-Man, right?
Yes.
What superhero would you be, even if somebody else currently has the role? Do you have anyone in mind?
I do. I said I didn't want to for a long time, but I feel like, I mean, I would love to play her. And that would be Storm. Like, and I would go the whole, like, I would just really take it seriously. Like, and I would just go completely ham. And I think she's such a great character. I don't think her story has been delved in enough. And I feel like she's so powerful. And why not see such a powerful African goddess? Like,
Yes.
you know, and also to be very specific, she is an African American goddess from who has hailed from Cairo as a misfit kid. Like, there's so much about her story, you know, like her parents died in Cairo, but she was raised in New York City. Like, there's so much you can expunge upon with that. And like, I think her story is so, it's filled with just, it's invigorating. It's electrifying. I say that with all puns intended. She controls the weather. But yeah, her, like, I mean, and she's, I think so many would just be like, wow, like, just to fly and just like to feel like they can fly. I would love to play her.
I see that for you.
Or Rogue.
Have any tea on Charlotte that you'd like to share with the Glamgelinos and us, the fans?
Okay, after we have like a good day of hard work, like we definitely play hard after the set day is done. So we pop up, a bottle of champagne. Everybody on the set, the crew, all of us pop champagne. We celebrate what we've done, and then like it lasts for a good minute too. Because I mean, like, you really have to revel in how big those sets are and what time that's put into it. But like, we definitely celebrate, and I don't think a lot of people know that. Sometimes they think, okay, we get the work done and we go home. No, baby, over there,
Charlotte likes to celebrate.
She's gonna celebrate.
She's just so fun.
She's fun, honey, and it's so good to know. That's how I feel like that's how it should be. Work hard, play hard. I mean,
Yes.
play hard, work hard, play hard,
Yeah.
work, play.
It's gotta be both. It's gotta be both.
It's both.
Gotta be both.
Thank you so much for coming on Los
Yes.
Angeles, Michaela J. It
Of
was
course.
a pleasure
so
to
fun.
meet you.
Same here.
Where if our listeners are not already following you, where can they find you?
I would say, I mean, they can definitely find me on my handles on Instagram and TikTok. And more than anything, check out my iTunes and check out the music. Listen to it. See if you like it. See if you don't,
Yes.
Talk about it. Let us know.
Album is called 33.
Yes.
And
It's
it's
on,
so
I'm
good.
jamming to it on Spotify. We were jamming before. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Of course.